I feel like we really just witnessed game of the year and an instant classic for the NBA Christmas Day. I mean, what an absolute amazing game to start off the Christmas slate. Before we get into the video, I just want to say Merry Christmas to everybody watching this video. Happy holidays to you guys and your families. But what a start to the NBA Christmas Day. We have 5 amazing games on today, and this one started off with an absolute bang. I mean, what a competitive, fun, exciting game to watch between the New York Knicks and the San Antonio Spurs. We had Victor Wembanyama have 42 points in his Christmas debut. That was 3 points off breaking a record, or I guess 3 points off tying a record of all time set by Wilt Chamberlain, scoring 45 points in his Christmas debut however many years ago. But Wembanyama also had 18 rebounds to go alongside that. He had 4 assists and 4 blocks as well, with 1 steal. I mean, just an all-time performance from Victor Wembanyama. He was so fun and exciting to watch. He made 6 threes. I mean, he was 6 of 16 from the three-point line. I thought kind of near the end of the game in that fourth quarter, I thought he was taking some bad shots from just a little bit too deep, but to be fair, he was hitting them, in the first half and 3 quarters of the game. So I can understand why he wanted to maybe shot chuck a little bit and shoot those deep threes, because he was making them, but I felt like he could have gone into the paint, got some easy buckets, and maybe the Spurs would have had a better chance to win, but you obviously can't blame the loss on Victor Wembanyama. He looked absolutely unstoppable and one of the best players in the NBA. I mean, that's one thing we have to talk about is, where does Victor Wembanyama rank in the NBA currently? How many NBA players would you guys take over Wemby this season? Because I think the notable names are guys like Luka, Jokic, Giannis, Shea. After those 4 names, maybe I'm missing somebody. Would you guys take Anthony Davis over Wemby? Would you guys take Jason Tatum over Wemby? Would you guys take Joel Embiid over Wemby? It's really hard to say at this point. I mean, maybe those guys have better past seasons and they've had the experience and the longevity, but Victor Wembanyama in year number 2 is seriously starting to get into top 5 conversations, especially with this performance and just how good he looked on the defensive end. But this game really showing his offensive power and how good he can be on that side of the floor. But on the other side of this, we have to talk about Mikal Bridges from the New York Knicks. I mean, 41 points on elite efficiency was not what I was expecting from Mikal Bridges on Christmas. You were expecting the superstars like Jalen Brunson and Wemby to kind of be the shows of this, and Wemby definitely was on the Spurs side of it. But Mikal Bridges, was anybody expecting him to score 41 points, 17 to 25 shooting from the field, and 6 of 9 shooting from 3? That is elite efficiency. He also had 2 steals and 2 blocks to go alongside that. He had 1 rebound, 4 assists, like a very good stat line for Mikal Bridges, and I believe he had over 15 of those points in the fourth quarter, which basically won the New York Knicks this game. So he's got to get the game ball. He's got to get the MVP of today, on the winning team for the Knicks. He was just absolutely electric, and we know Mikal Bridges is still a very good defender, especially on the perimeter. And this Knicks team looked really good. You had Jalen Brunson chip in with 20 points, Cat chip in with 21. Wasn't Cat's best night. I mean, he shot 1 of 5 from 3. We know Karl-Anthony Towns is a way better 3-point shooter than that. Even a guy like Jalen Brunson, we know he's a better shooter than 0 for 5 from 3. So it wasn't a great efficiency night for the Knicks, but they still were able to get the job done against a very competitive and very solid San Antonio Spurs team. That's definitely the next thing we have to talk about, is just how good this Spurs team has been over the past couple weeks. And even in this game, Jeremy Shohan had 21 points. He hit a couple threes. He was 3 of 3 from 3. You don't really see that very often from Jeremy Shohan. I think he was playing with a lot of pace, playing very aggressive, hustling for offensive rebounds, being a really good roll man. Almost had a crazy lob pass from Wembanyama. I thought he had a really good game, and I think he's been improving every single season he's in the NBA. Harrison Barnes, he gives some leadership, depth, but isn't really too great in my opinion. Chris Paul, I thought, had a very solid game. He hit a big 3 to kind of cut the lead. I think they were down by 5 or 6 points, and then Chris Paul hit a huge 3. He had 13 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds. Just a very solid night for a leader, a veteran in Chris Paul. You also had Stephon Castle, I thought, played amazing off the bench. I mean, only 6 points, but I thought he played very well the entire game. You also had Devin Vassell have a couple nice dunks, or he had one nice dunk for sure. I think it was Stephon Castle with the other really nice dunk. Looked like 2K type of dunks, but it was a really fun game to watch. I mean, I thought both teams played amazing. The Knicks obviously came out with the dub, but I believe the Spurs were winning in that third quarter, near the end of it, or sorry, at the start of it. I think they were winning quite a bit, but maybe like 6 or 8 points, which was probably the biggest lead of the entire game. And I think that's what made this game super exciting and fun to watch. Is it didn't feel like a blowout or a not. It didn't feel like a no contest at any point. It felt like the entire game. It was just back and forth. It was so fun to watch. I mean, Mikal Bridges having 41, Wembanyama having 42, just crazy offensive performances. The Knicks hustling for every single rebound. Josh Hart in that last possession, there was like 38 seconds left. The Spurs were on defense. Jalen Brunson had the ball. So the Spurs, and they were down by 3, right? This is what the score ended like, 117 to 114. It was this score with like 38 seconds left, full shot clock. So the Spurs, right? They play straight up defense. They get a stop. I think Jalen Brunson missed. But Josh Hart fights and hustles and dives on the floor for a rebound, saves it. Same thing. Now there's like 20 seconds on the clock. Same thing. They play straight, or there was like 20 seconds on the game clock, 14 seconds on the shot clock. And again, same thing. Jalen Brunson misses. There's maybe now 6 to 8 seconds left on the clock. Josh Hart hustling, fighting for the rebound, and gets the rebound and pretty much saves the game for the Knicks. At least didn't give the Spurs a chance to go down the other side of the floor and hit a 3 to tie this game up. So Josh Hart, I mean, maybe didn't have the greatest stat line game, but he really saved them in that last play of the game, getting those 2 huge offensive rebounds. So, I mean, just what an exciting game to watch. Like, Josh Hart had 5 offensive rebounds. It was just a competitive game. It looked like a playoff game. These guys were fighting out there. Like, it was super intense. The Garden was going crazy and all around. I think it's one of the best Christmas games pretty much, maybe not ever, but it's got to be one of the best Christmas games we've seen in a while. But let me know in the comment section down below, what did you guys think about this Christmas Day game? I think it's probably the best game of this entire season and will probably be the best game in this Christmas slate. But let me know what you guys thought about the game. The Knicks looked amazing. The Spurs looked really, really good as well. Wembanyama, crazy performance. Mikal Bridges, crazy, crazy performance. Super electric game to watch. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.